Yesterday, Coinbase launched a voter registration tool ahead of November's elections. So, Chief Policy Officer Faryar Shirzad tweeted that the leaders elected in this year's elections will be the ones making critical decisions about the future of crypto, blockchain, and Web3, and about your economic freedom. So, along with the voter registration tool, there's also an education initiative that will help Coinbase users understand the ongoing political debates that will shape the future of crypto, and will also let you know where your local representatives stand on some prominent crypto issues. Will, what do you think of this?
I love this. I love this for a few reasons. I think that the biggest one is that Coinbase has been so firmly within the regulatory scope, and they are punching back in a way we have not seen them do in the past. Coinbase has really limited the size of its operations because it's wanted to be in check with the regulatory stance of all these government bodies that have no idea what they're doing. And to date, that has been a huge loss for them, right? The rise of Binance and FTX is probably because Coinbase could not get away from all these government agencies that were not showing them clear guidance on what assets they can list. We saw a reversal of that over the last 2 years, where Coinbase started listing every and any asset they could basically get their hands on. Not to throw any shade their way, it makes sense, right? People want these assets. They are a marketplace. They should be able to list them. The US government, on the other hand, thinks that a lot of these things are securities, and so has been pushing back. And now we get into the political game, right? This is a game of inches, and there's going to be like a lot of head fakes and jukes all around. What we saw the other day actually was that the head of Coinbase's policy team tweeting out against the Gary Gensler op-ed in the Wall Street Journal. And that was a very contentious moment that was public, saying that Coinbase is actually going to tweet at government officials and make their opinion very well known. And now they're going to move forward with political lobbying, right? Coinbase spends a lot of money on Capitol Hill already. Now they're going to move forward with education for voters. And as this voting block increases, we know about 19% of Americans hold Bitcoin or have some sort of exposure to Bitcoin. They're going to want to become more educated, and Coinbase is in a prime position to be able to do that. Zach, to you.
Yeah, I think that's great that you're looking at the broader context of Coinbase taking this fight public, right? I think that's what we're seeing, whether it's with these campaigns or whether it's with, former SEC staffer who's now on the Coinbase payroll, taking issue with some recent pronouncements from the SEC on Twitter. So I think we're seeing that. I mean, let's face it, right? For most people, not most, for many people in the US, Coinbase and crypto are synonymous, right? And Coinbase gets it. And they say, okay, if we're going to be the flagship for this industry in the US, then I guess we're going to have to get loud when it comes to fighting for policy that suits our interests and suits the interests of our customers. And what we're seeing them do with stuff like this, with the petition to the SEC for more clarity over what is a digital asset security and what is not, with public statements from Brian Armstrong all the way through the ranks, I think we're seeing them go public, go loud with some of their displeasure as to how the regulatory environment in the US is shaping up. So while we have behind the scenes operators, largely in the VC realm, pushing the needle where they can, I think interestingly, we're seeing Coinbase do kind of the opposite. Go loud, go public, see if they can get grassroots support to sort of push the needle from that direction as well. Really interesting to watch this unfold, especially around some of these more contentious decisions that have been coming from the government of late. But Jen, your thoughts?
I also think this is great. And I just imagine every website you visited or business you interacted with had this for you. They had, a portal that you could go to become educated on the issues as it pertained to that thing. I think that would be amazing for voter education in the United States. I want to point out one funny tidbit. So in 2020, I'm sure both of you remember, Brian Armstrong told employees that he won't stand for politics and the championing of social issues at the office. And I remember I think he tweeted he would severance package anyone out who didn't agree with him. I went back and looked for that tweet. It was cited in a news article. It is now deleted. Oh, how times have changed. Think a little, yeah, Will.
Pushback. He did say that the purpose of Coinbase was crypto. And so it does make sense that they'll be political on a crypto issue. I do get it's kind of funny how he did that.
It's funny.
I want to give one.
It's kind of funny.
It is a little funny. I think you're right to bring that up. I do want to give one take to you guys really quick before we go to the next story. And that is, this bear market actually might be interesting for other reasons than we were not thinking of. Right? A lot of times during a bull market, we get so caught up in the pump and dump tokens. We get really caught up in the tech. We get caught up in the Twitter narratives and all the traders going bull and bust, like we saw with Three Arrows. But during this bear market, we might actually have a lot of interesting narratives around crypto going mainstream in the fight to get political legitimacy. So we'll see like Coinbase really take off and try to like punch back at the SEC. I think we'll see a lot of other big exchanges like Binance, FTX also do the same. I think we'll probably see a resurgence in some of these lending programs, the ones that are able to stick around, they'll also fight back. I think we're going to see more action on the political front during this bear market than we really saw during the bull market, because we weren't like paying attention to any of this during the bull market. It's probably like the least interesting place to be paying attention to. Don't anyone tell it to Nicholas Day at CoinDesk, but it's not as interesting during the bull market when all the prices are pumping up and down.